is a movie recap named Rurouni Kenshin. It's action, adventure, drama movie from 2012. This is a live-action movie based on manga and anime series, with the following actors on the screen. The story is following young samurai named Kenshin, who swore he would not kill again, but there are temptations that accompany him. During the civil war in Japan, Bakumatsu, he was known by the name Battousai, the killer from Kyoto. During this era, he killed many people, and everyone was afraid of him. Now, 10 years later, he has given up killing and wanders Japan, living a peaceful life. The admiral is talking about a new government that will be better than the previous one. Kanryuu Takeda is one of the bad guys who makes opium for money. There are several people working to create opium. Megumi is one of them, but he wants to reduce their number, leaving only her alive. Meanwhile, someone is murdering police officers and leaving messages attached to their bodies, which indicates Battousai. Saito Hajime is the former captain of the 3rd unit of the Shinsengumi, who was a Japanese samurai. Wandering around, Kenshin saw a poster that he was the wanted killer. Kaoru runs her father's martial arts school. She recognized him and attacked him with a wooden sword to bring him to justice. He admits that he is just a wanderer in passing, explaining that he have Sakabaro sword, which is the reverse blade sword. Blade it's only sharp on the inside edge, so he cannot kill. Saito visits Kanryuu about the murders that occurs recently, where we can see former samurai who have no role in this new era. After a warning, he finds out that Megumi disappeared, then sends a man to find her, who claims to be this new Battousai. He found Megumi at the station, where he killed several police officers, where he used a special technique that paralyzes a man based on his fear. In the meantime, Megumi managed to escape. On the way to the home, Kaoru stopped him. She thought he was real Battousai. The name of her school is tarnished because he was a student of that school. Fake Battousai recognizes him by the scar on his face. He waited so long to face the legendary killer. He tried to paralyze him, but this technique did not work on him. He visited her school, where he also went when he was a child, but she doesn't know that. She only has one student, named Yahiko. Badman arrives with the intention to buy her dojo, destroying her school. Then we saw a man flying like a bag of potatoes. Kenshin is fighting with bare hands, managing to defeat every opponent. The police took him because it was forbidden to carry a sword. They offered him a job to join them to defeat people who make opium. In return, he will gain an important place in the army. Kenshin has no intention of becoming a murderer again. They let him go. On the other side, Yahiko met Megumi and helps her to hide in their dojo. Kaoru knows he is the killer, but she wants to thank him for helping her and gave him an umbrella. At home, everyone met Megumi. Kenshin got new clothes that belonged to her father. They went to lunch, where Kanryuu came across. Megumi immediately goes to hide in the bathroom. Due to his recent success in the dojo, Kanryuu wants to hire him by giving him a salary worth 10 men. Kenshin denies, but someone else accepts. Introducing Sanosuke, the street fighter. They went outside to fight, so he can prove his worth. Sanosuke is carrying a special sword, named Zanbato, the horse killer. This sword is usually used by characters in Japanese anime and manga. After a short performance, Kenshin managed to persuade him that it was not worth fighting for such people. Fake Battousai makes a mess by killing again. When Kenshin saw a woman crying over her husband's dead body, he got a flashback when he was a murderer, and did the same, after which he repents. The first scar he got from young samurai, and the second from his wife. Kanryuu is introducing his new weapon. While the masked man warns Megumi about the incoming trouble, Megumi realized that the water was poisoned, which is the reason why many people got sick immediately. Megumi is a doctor, and she helped them. After that, she revealed that she worked for Kanryuu, and she became his wife. Later, Megumi left a note, and she is missing. She came back to kill him, but without success. Kenshin and Sanosuke came together to save her. Kanryuu gives money to his man to inspire them, but Kenshin and Sanosuke managed to defeat several people. After they went inside, they separated. Sanosuke is fighting a man with bare hands, which is a classic street fight for him. He enjoyed it too much, but eventually got hungry, asking the opponent to take a break just to eat. He offers meat to his enemy, but he is a vegan, so instead, he went for a drink. Sanosuke finished him in style. In the meantime, Kenshin met a masked man, and we can see his face for the first time. Masked man pulled Batman move and bring the guns, shooting at Kenshin while he tries to free himself. Then he continued to fight with knife. Kenshin must defeat him without killing him. Because of that, Kenshin used special move to disable opponent by hitting his vital parts so he cannot continue. As they approached the door, Kanryuu started firing at them. In the meantime, Saito arrived. They made a plan to surrender just to get closer to him. Sanasu hit him with an egg, and they managed to get closer and defeat him. They released Megumi, but Kanryuu is now kidnapped. Kenshin arrives, they started fighting, and the bad guy paralyzed her lungs. She have 2 minutes left. The only way to free her is to kill the bad guy, which means he must break his oath not to kill. The fight continues and Kenshin wins it. Kenshin is ready to break his oath and to kill him. But at the last moment, she breaks free of the curse and stops him. But eventually, the bad guy commits suicide. Kenshin took her home. In the next scene, the police arrested Kanryuu and all the people that worked for him. Kanryuu woke up and ran around looking for a Kenshin, thinking he was gone and would never come back. She came out barefoot and came across him with smile and tears in her eyes. This is my favorite live-action anime, unlike some. In the beginning, we saw Kenshin backstory, when he was the Notorious killer, and how he got the first cut of his cross-shaped scar. He repented and took an oath not to kill ever again, and he managed to stick to it until the very end. He was a wanderer, but now he has a new home and family. The movie is directed by Keiichi Otomo. Samurai fact: the samurai used a range of weapons, however. Their main, original weapon was the sword, known as Chikudo. It was a slimmer, smaller version of the straight swords, later used by medieval knights.
Let's spend some time wasting it away. Your love is like music. You went and changed the game.